Meet Steve Ramey. He's a Western Washington resident. He's over 60 by now, and he has a black adopted daughter. Her dad was a black man and deserted her. She's half white. There's only one problem.
I know that if I see a group of white kids and I see a group of black kids, I'm going to be more on guard with the black kids because of the way that I was trained, the way I was raised. I'm just trying to, I guess, be really honest.
His name is Steve Ramey, a Washington father with a secret that few people would have the courage to say out loud.
I know it's a really harsh thing to say, and I don't want to say it, and I know that people are going to take it wrong, but I know that I'm racist, and I don't want to be. I don't mean to be. I'm trying not to be. I'm trying to, and that's kind of what we're doing here, is how do I not be? You know, when it's been ingrained in me for my whole life. I'm 60 years old. So my daughter is mixed. And we never really had a conversation about how that affects her.
He's raised his daughter, Caitlin, since she was 5 years old.
That's right, he's racist. Now, this is very interesting for a man to want to raise a young lady since she was 5 years old, and she's half black and looks very African American. However, he doesn't like black people. And the situation is that no one knew about this when it came to Steve Ramey. Everybody thought that he was just cool and he's a nice guy. But secretly, he did not like black people. And, you know, it's funny that we're having this conversation in 2024 going on to 2025 because there are so many people who are like this. And we typically find out who they are once we start talking about the taboo circumstances of interracial relating, especially when it deals with black men and white women. Such is the case today. In today's topic, this lady here, who is named Alicia, she's a Canadian resident in Ottawa, and she's a plant-based dietitian. She posted this picture of her and her black husband. They've been married for 3 years. The post says, "My love," and I don't know what she thought would happen, but it generated over 1.4 million views. And the reality is that as a couple, you know, hey, they're a good looking young couple. And obviously, in my honest opinion, she looks like a white woman that many white men would be attracted to. She's slim, she's blonde, and she's with this tall black man. But a lot of people in the comment section didn't seem to like that. Let's look at some of the comments. What in the hell is up with this bunny hopping business? You have this guy. Let me ask you this, Alicia, did this comment section turn out how you thought it would be, or are you surprised? Now, before I get into the other comments, I do want to talk about the fact that there were many people in this comment section that were very supportive of them being together, saying very nice things. But I want to focus on the ones that were negative because of what was being said, okay? You have this other guy, Chuck Morka, so many people mad in the comments. El Viadro says, 2 demographics are going to come for you. I won't say which though, you'll find out soon enough. And then it starts getting very, very bad. Angry music! Race traders, your genes are permanently polluted. Say goodbye to your Scandinavian beauty for your mulatto offspring. Now, keep in mind, all of these people that are saying that are hiding behind avatars. Tommy Sotomayor says, this is sad, how many white men showing how insecure they are. Were y'all saying this when you were forcing yourself on black slaves? Were you saying this when black women were being used by you in the 20s? Now, it continues to get worse. Ooh, gross. MUD-shark. You guys know what that means. That's a derogatory term for white women who exclusively date black men. Then this guy, Chad Friend, says race mixed couples. He says you should be ashamed of yourself, you brainwashed race traitor. Whites are a global minority and becoming a minority in our own countries through biological genocide like this. Graper goes, disgusting. You know what? We can't say that. One person, Graper Boy, also says race mixing is like yuck. Okay, this is disgusting. It's no different than blowing your, let's just say, your brains out. Okay, Cole William, this is literally racial suicide. How can you throw away what all your ancestors fought to preserve and give you? Your children will never look like you with this primate. Okay, let's just say it like that. Other guys, you ready to get deported to Africa in 2025 with your animal kingdom creation? because that is your future for all white traders. You want to sleep in the dirt. That's where your headed. Actions have consequences. Now, this is very interesting because there's so many people with the guts to say this online, right? Don't you want your kids to look like you? You should seriously reconsider your actions. You're very pretty. Don't flush those genes down the drain. We're a minority on earth. You need to love your race. It's more than just a skin color. Another guy goes, well, stick with them. Hopefully you will survive the hard lesson. You're tainted goods now. No self-respecting white man will touch you now. This is like an eagle sleeping with a pigeon. Both are birds, but we are not the same. If you have kids, that kid will have problems. Now, that's interesting that he would say that, because the young lady that I was talking about in the beginning of the video said this about her mixed race.
I went to like a mostly white school. I would get called names a lot. They'd call me like brownie or like racist names, or they call me like monkey, like a monkey. I didn't really know that I was racist. I'm confused with my identities.
Indeed, there was some racial identity problems. The child did not really understand what was going on. People made fun of her, made bad jokes about her. But let's continue. This person, Alex, says, please don't destroy your bloodline. Don't dishonor all of your ancestors that toiled to bring you here. Don't degrade yourself in your innate greatness by committing genetic self-deletion. Make beautiful white babies. Congratulations on disappointing your bloodline, culture, and heritage. Ew, you're gonna have a ugly N-word baby and then be a single mom. LMFAO, they never learn. Your children will identify as black and despise you next time you have a black revolution moment. You will lose the love of your children, the hardest thing a mother can endure. Now, here's something that you probably don't know, is that all of these people who are doing this behind Twitter work at regular jobs, have or live in a mixed race community, and probably nobody knows that these people are really like this. And yet we have people like Myron or other folks who talk on the behalf of these same people, expecting that they are going to get something from them. When the reality is that you're never going to get anything from people like this, because even if you help them, they don't want you to be around them in the first place. And you just don't know who these individuals are. And then do you see how these people, although very disrespectful and racist, are trying to drive home the point that, you know, you should love your community, you should love what you look like? You never really hear blacks talking like this. And I'm not trying to say that they should, but I noticed that you always hear whites talking about preserving your culture, preserving your identity. You hear Indians talking about the same thing. And you see like blacks are just like, hey, you know, let's go ahead and just mix it up and let's give it away and all these other things, which I understand a child or, you know, the progeny will usually be identified as black, but you do see a lot of race loyalty here in these comments. And what I want to tell you is the one thing that I feel like we're missing in the black community, without trying to hate on somebody else, is some level of race loyalty. And I think that we ought to appreciate and do a better job of appreciating what we have, appreciating what our people have been through, and try our best to work together. Because again, so many people feel like they're gonna get so much more by going and dealing with a group of people who you don't even know if they really want you there. Again, it's okay if people smile at you at work and they'll talk to you at work and all of that, but do they really want you with your daughter? And I know you can say that you don't care, it's this and it's that, right? And I get that, but I don't want to be treated as a second-class citizen by anybody, okay? I'm not gonna do that. And I wish that we had so many blacks that believed in what we can do as a group and believed in what our community can offer. And if not, try to build it up versus trying to do what some of these other guys are doing and getting put at the bottom. Look at Fresh and Fit, look at Sneeko. I mean, look at Tommy Sotomayor. These guys are basically getting breadcrumbs from a community they were trying to cape for. And those guys simply don't even want them there. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all of you. Do subscribe to the bell. We're out.